Good morning, and we are continuing with Peter's sermon and Acts 10, 42 through 44. He commanded us to preach to the people and to testify that it is he who was ordained by God to be judge of the living and the dead. To him all the prophets witnessed that through his name whoever believes in him will receive remission of sins. The apostle was not long in his address. He didn't preach on for hours upon hours. He came right to the direct point. That is the judgment of all men by Jesus. He was commanded to preach it, and therefore he preached it. The Old Testament prophet's message was salvation to all people. In a brief sermon concluded with the understanding that the broadness of God's salvation plan, that is, whoever believes, Jew or Gentile, slave or free, white or black, good or wicked, rich or poor, whoever believes, was the essential message of the prophets. So the Old Testament is loaded with this same message. While Peter was still saying these things, the Holy Spirit fell on all who heard the word. Wow. Their filling with the Holy Spirit was accompanied by a demonstration of spiritual gifts. This filling was done in two senses. First, in the sense that he indwells and abides in every believer. Second, in the sense of a special empowering with gift and graces from the Holy Spirit. What's unique about this is these people were not converted. They were not necessarily born again yet. And it was God who said, I'm going to get this point across to you people who are they're really bigoted. That these are the people I want in. So he shows them a demonstration of what happened on the day of Pentecost with Gentiles. Later we find out that this was a sign. The sign points to unbelievers, in this case the Jews or the Jewish Christians, to get their attention. The purpose of the baptism of the Holy Spirit was for supernatural revelation, not to appear like a crazy person. So many people say, well, the Spirit was there because we all behaved irrationally. No, the Spirit comes to point out God's purpose. The Old Testament has an interesting passage on the purpose of the Spirit. I'm just going to read this in closing. Isaiah 63, 10 through 14. But they, speaking of the Jews again, rebelled and grieved his Holy Spirit. Notice it grieves the Holy Spirit. Therefore he turned to be their enemy against them and fought against them. And he remembered the days of old of Moses and his people, where he who brought them out of the sea with the shepherds of the flock, where is he who was put in the midst of his Holy Spirit, who caused his glorious arm to go at the right hand of Moses, who divided the waters before them, to make for himself an everlasting name, who led them through the depths like a horse in the desert. They did not stumble. Like livestock that go down to the valley, the Spirit of the Lord gave them rest. So you led your people to make your name glorious.